Ladies and gentlemen, this is Patrick Hughes time and about the Taiwan as an issue. I want to speak in English because those Chinese they just trying to block me, and I'm trying to not to do this propaganda, but I just want to tell everybody the facts. They want to deny and they cover it up. Okay, Taiwan is not a part of China. Believe me, I am a descendant of 8 to 9 generations in Taiwan. Taiwan has been an island been discovered before Ming Dynasty uh, in China. That was 400, more than 400 years ago. And then it was a deserted land. Nobody was there. Only those um, pilots or fishermen will go there to stay overnight or a short period. So in Ming Dynasty, because they had that their seashore being blocked by themselves because they don't want people living in 100 kilometer within the seashore of the south eastern uh, seashore of China, the China mainland. So because they don't want to, they want to block those attack from those pirates from um, from from the sea. So they block their people to live within 100 kilometer from the seashore. Even they block people to sell to Taiwan to stay in Taiwan because they don't. So at Ming Dynasty of China, they claim Taiwan is not their territory. Taiwan was not their territory in Ming Dynasty. In Qing Dynasty in China, the Qing Dynasty is a foreigner, actually is an invader from the northern territory out of the near the Siberia. They conquer the Chinese and government regime at that time about, and then they occupied China 240 years total. And then they did very brutal treatment on the Chinese people, civilian. So they they order them. They have a very strict order and then a very brutal order that they can the civilian or Chinese cannot wearing their own hands dress, and they have to wear that man. That's man is Qing Dynasty's original uh, dress. That's different, and then they have to shave their hair, shave their hair to have only one, one slit of hair left, and then they have to kneel down in front of every man, the Qing Dynasty's people. They have to kneel down in front of them, and then knock their head on the ground and calling, yelling, and chanting. That is Ming Dynasty. People you know, yeah, it was a majesty, majestic, majesty. His majesty, everyone. So they have to call themselves uh, slave. So slave. So they have to be very humble, or their head will be out of their body. So they have to call themselves uh, slave, and then they have very severe scene had to be dead, and then the Man people, the Qing Dynasty people will forgive them at that time for 240 years. So in Qing Dynasty, they had a very, they say they claim they have a very strongest navy fleet. Uh, fought with Japan's fleet, navy fleet, but being exterminated on a sea war in a sea war. Uh, it was then they have a peaceful treaty to cease fire, asking for a ceasefire treaty that is called Marguan Treaty. In that Marguan Treaty, Qing Dynasty uh, divide Taiwan and give uh, Taiwan out to Japan, become Japan's territory. So for a foreigner in China, invader of China, they give up Taiwan to Japan. So at that time, Japan occupied Taiwan until the end of World War II when Japan was defeated by America. So Taiwanese people used to be owned by, in recent history, uh, by an invader, which is Qing Dynasty, and given up to Japan after the Sea War. So Japan is not China. So was not China. So in recent history, in the recent 400-year history, Taiwan was owned by invader Qing Dynasty, and Japan. Okay, so it's all are not, it were not Chinese, China. So after World War II, in the San Francisco Treaty, uh, Japan gave up Taiwan, just given up Taiwan. Who should have owned Taiwan? It should be America, because America after World War II he occupied the all of the land of Japan. No other allied country to share. So at that time, some people in China they will claim Chinese uh, were also winning country, but frankly, America didn't think Chinese was a winning country, so they didn't did anything to China. After World War II, Japan given up Taiwan. So Taiwan, Japan didn't say in that treaty, they didn't say to given up Taiwan to China. So Taiwan at that moment, and America should be owners to occupy Taiwan, but America didn't send any official, government official to run or to claim Taiwan was their land, but Taiwan should be America's land, but America didn't send any government official to run Taiwan. So Taiwan, at that time, should be independent, was independent. So Taiwan was independent since that time. But after that, Taiwan become some government was held by the defeated um, Chiang Kai-shek, who was defeated by communist China in their civil war. So he escaped to northern uh, Vietnam land, which is the whole name right now, but it was being, uh, you know, expelled by Ho Chi Minh, uh, who was later become the national father of Vietnam, and then Ho Chi Minh expelled Chiang Kai-shek's troop out. Then Chiang Kai-shek's troop and 1.5 million the other citizens, so we call refugee, to Taiwan, and Taiwan people, you know, accept and during that humanitarian aid crisis to accept them. Before the end of Taiwan, World War II, when Japan owned Taiwan and occupied Taiwan, Taiwan had a population of more than 6 million. Those Taiwanese and Japanese together, about 6 million more. And then my family was there about 8 generation, and right now it's 9th generation. And then these 6 million people right now become 18 million. Should be. Uh, Chiang Kai-shek brought his 1.5 million to theirs after Japanese was gone. So Taiwanese upset them with the United Nations humanitarian aid, and then to accept them, to feed them, to let them survive until now. So right now, Taiwan's population accumulate to 23 millions totally right now. So before the end of World War II, Taiwanese people generations and generations they spoke uh, Taiwanese and Japanese together. Though we don't, our ancestor, they don't know anything, any words about Chinese, because the occupier, it was Japan, so they don't need to learn um, Chinese, but they spoke in Japanese and Taiwanese. So when Chiang Kai-shek led his troop to Taiwan, he, he cried, and then and then in a broadcast uh, station that said he and his party and Republic of China at that time and his country, because he think he's still a president, and then he said uh, his government has been exterminated, eliminated. So that Republic of China is gone. But they don't, because frankly, Taiwan needs a government to run all those government issue and people's issue. So they established the Republic of China in Taiwan. Right now, Taiwan claim Taiwan's official name is Republic of China, Taiwan, which was written in Constitution law. So, had ever China occupied Taiwan? one only a single day? Not at all. See, the Qing dynasty ever occupied Taiwan before it given up to Japan. Qing dynasty is invader of China and they occupy China 240 years. So the People Republic of China has only 70 years history. How can they say that Taiwan is one part of their country? No, Taiwan has more and longer history than than this People Republic of China has. You see, Taiwan ever been occupied by Poland. Poland, which is in Netherlands right now, is one part of Eastern in Eastern India trading company. And Taiwan had in history had ever reside Spanish and French too. So Taiwan is multi role. It's not never been occupied by People Republic of China. That I have to clarify. And Taiwan's government will show you that really evidence, really fact, real fact, it was at ease. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Uh, just remind you, Taiwan never been one part of China, People Republic of China. Never. All right. Never in the past, never in the future. Thank you very much. Bye bye.